What's up guys, it's Danta. So at the start of the Ring of Light, I made a video on how to complete the Mage Tower challenge on a Guardian Druid, because a lot of people were after the Fel Werebear skin. Back then the challenge was pretty easy in my opinion, but ever since the War Within launched, I've been hearing a lot of people say that most Mage Tower challenges are way too hard, that some abilities can one-shot you, and that it almost feels impossible to stay alive. That got me curious, so I logged onto my Disc Priest, since I still hadn't gotten the Transmog set on that character, and oh boy, I don't know what happened with these challenges, but one single scream from that worm instantly killed me. Now I don't really like getting one shot, I really don't, I hate it. So I bought the same Darkmoon trinkets that I use whenever I'm doing time walking content on my tanks, and well, it made things a lot easier. I ended up one-shotting the Guardian Druid challenge and a few others as well. But anyway, it's time to help you guys get your Fel Werebear skin and Transmog set. So let's talk about the talents, gear, which includes the trinkets as well, and the fight itself. Alright, so for my talents, I went with a standard Mythic Plus build using the Chosen of Elune hero talents. Now the reason why is very simple. We want to do more damage. The more damage you deal, the faster the challenge goes, and the sooner you will have your Fel Werebear skin. Right? Now this build also buffs our arcane damage, which is very important because it allows us not to worry too much about the adds that the boss is going to summon. You can just dot them up and forget about them. That's really it. Now other than that, there is not much else to say about the talents that I'm using. If you want to use the same build that I'm using, I will drop it in the description below. You can basically then just copy paste it onto your druid. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the build that I'm using. Alright guys, so as you can see, my gear is pretty much trash. It's garbage. And yes, I have some low item level tier pieces, but your set bonuses don't work in these Mage Tower challenges anyway. So they are basically useless. Now, I didn't farm for anything specific. I didn't go to any Legion raids to get gear with sockets or anything like that. You can do that if you want, but I think it's a waste of time for this challenge. Now, the only two things that I do recommend getting are these Darkmoon trinkets. The Darkmoon deck Symbiosis and Ascension. These are the same trinkets that I use in time walking content. They give you a lot of stats, which also boost your survivability. Now you can buy them from the auction house for around 200 to 500 gold each. But keep in mind that you need to be level 80 to equip them. Now other than those two trinkets, you can pretty much wear whatever the hell you want. At least as long as Blizzard doesn't nerf those trinkets. So yeah, that's it for the gear that I'm using. Now, don't think that you can just face all the challenge because you have these trinkets. You might be able to if you already know the fight, but if this is your first time trying the Mage Tower challenge, you will still need to learn the mechanics. Now, before you enter the Mage Tower, there are two more things to keep in mind. First, if someone puts down a Feast of the Divine Day, don't ignore it. It actually gives you a nice stat boost for the challenge. If there is no feast outside, you can buy one yourself, but they cost around 1k each, so if you keep failing the challenge, it will cost you a lot of gold. Second, consider buying some drums to make the fight easier. Now I completely forgot about them, like I always forget about food, drums, enchants, gems, whatever the hell, right? But if you want to make the fight a bit easier for yourself, definitely buy some drums on the auction house. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's finally start talking about the fight itself. So what I'm going to do now is explain the entire fight in a simple way, or at least try to do that, so that it won't get too complicated for you guys. I like doing simple guides, so here we go. First of all, we have to deal with two phases. We have to deal with phase 1, where we have to kill Inquisitor Ferris, and then we have to deal with phase 2, where we have to kill Cruel. So the first phase is not that hard, but there are just a couple of things that you gotta look out for. So first of all, whenever the fight starts, you will see that Inquisitor Ferris will have this black puddle of stuff underneath him. Basically, whenever you enter that puddle to damage the boss, you will start getting a debuff. Now I'd say get around 5 to 6 stacks of that debuff and then get out of the puddle. If you let it go higher, you will start taking a lot of damage and probably die, so be careful. Now if you feel like 5 to 6 stacks are just way too much to handle for you, you can always go for 2 to 3 stacks instead. Now one of the best things about being a space bear is that we can deal a lot of ranged dot damage, so you don't really need to step into the black puddle to damage the boss. You can just use Trash, Moonfire and Lunar Beam without entering the puddle. Now Varus will also start casting Drain Life. I don't know if I have to say this, but it's very important that you interrupt that. Another thing that you have to watch out for are these nether horrors that are spawning from these purple portals. Basically, what we want to do here is dot them up with Moonfire as fast as we can, and keep them away from Velen. Velen is like paper, so he dies really fast. And if he dies, the fight is over and you have to do it again. So make sure you keep these ads away from Velen and start AoEing them down. Now, if these Nether Horrors cast Nether Storm, make sure to interrupt them, because it can deal a lot of damage. Now, we as Guardian Druids do a lot of damage as well, so it shouldn't really be a problem. But if they are casting Nether Storm, don't forget to interrupt. Now, you might have also noticed the golden orbs spawning. Running through one of those orbs will daze everything on the map, including the bosses. This is super handy. So for example, if you don't have an interrupt ready and the boss is about to cast Drain Life or an ad is going to cast Nether Storm, you can run through a golden orb to interrupt them. Plus, it also heals you to full HP, making it a great emergency mechanic in the fight. Now there's just one more thing to cover in phase 1, the Infernal. Now this is probably the mechanic that kills most people. The Infernal will start smashing on the ground and trying to push you off the platform, which happens to many players. Now, if you want to avoid slamming your head on your desk like Asmon did back in Legion, make sure you don't get thrown off the platform. That's basically it for phase 1. So next up is phase 2. Once you kill Varys, Brule will come flying down to the platform, and that's when phase 2 begins. Brule has a couple of abilities that you need to watch out for. The first ability is Annihilate, which deals a lot of damage, so just make sure that you have a defensive ready whenever he's about to cast Annihilate. The second ability is called Twisted Reflection. Make sure you interrupt this. It's very important, because if you don't, he will start healing himself and you'd be better off just jumping off the platform. Another thing Krul does is jump around, and whenever he lands, there will be a green fiery puddle underneath him. Make sure you don't stand in it. It's that simple actually. Now while you are dealing with Krul's abilities, you will still need to manage the eyes spawning around the room, the Infernals trying to blow you off the platform, and the Nether Horrors trying to kill Velen with their Nether Storm. Oh, and there will also be these purple orbs that are trying to push you off the platform as well. That's actually all there is to phase 2. So here's a quick TLDR for the fight. When the fight starts, use your burst and try to do as much damage to Inquisitor Varys as possible. Get around 5 to 6 stacks of the debuff from the Black Puddle, less if you are not comfortable with that many. Make sure to interrupt Drain Life, this is very important. When the eyes spawn, hit them with Moonfire. If they don't die immediately, keep an eye on them, because if you show them your back, they will blow you off the platform. Then we've got the Nether Horrors. Kill those purple boys as fast as possible. If they cast Nether Storm, interrupt it right away and don't stack them on Velen, because if Velen dies, this fight will be over. Next up we have the Infernal. Make sure it doesn't throw you off the platform. If your HP gets low or there's a cast that you can't interrupt, run through the golden orbs for a full heal and an interrupt. While handling all of these mechanics, keep Trash and Moonfire up on Inquisitor Varys. This will make you kill him faster. Now once Varys dies, phase 2 begins. In phase 2, use your drums if you have them. Make sure you use a defensive whenever Krul casts Annihilate. Interrupt Twisted Reflection, this is very important. Whenever Krul drops a green puddle underneath him, avoid it. And make sure you watch out for the purple beams that try to push you off the platform. Meanwhile, you will still need to manage the eyes spawning around the room, the Infernals trying to blow you off the platform, and the Nether Horrors trying to kill Velen with their Nether Storm. That's pretty much all there is to the entire fight. So guys, that's it for this Mage Tower challenge. Now even I made a few mistakes, like not buying drums, grabbing 2 orbs, not keybinding some of my heals, not watching out for the slam. I did a lot of things wrong, but I still managed to one-shot it. Now to be fair, I've done this challenge so many times on all different tanks back in Legion and whenever they brought back the tower in Shadowlands or Dragonflight. So yeah, I could pretty much dream this whole fight by now. It can feel a bit overwhelming if it's your first time trying this. But once you get the hang of this fight and start to understand the mechanics, you will definitely be able to complete this challenge. Especially if you use those 2 trinkets that I mentioned earlier. They really help with almost every Mage Tower challenge. Except for the healing one, I think. But I haven't tried that yet. So please, Blizzard, please don't nerf them. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this video helped some of you out with getting the Fel Werebear skin and the Transmog set for your Druid. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, just let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.